Hon.Balam Barugahara may not come to Bundibugyo, but even if he does, he may not reach at this market. We are in Busunga Town Council. Busunga Town Council is the Ugandan border town that borders the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is Bundibugyo district. Recently, we brought you a story of the Busunga border market that was rejected by the community. There are very many reasons that the community raised to that effect. Why am I saying that Balam, even if he came to Bundibugyo, he may not even reach this market? But even if he reached the market, I doubt if there is anyone who will be arrested because of everything that happened here. Let's get to that later. But I want to give you the reasons the community members put forward for rejecting this market. Let's begin with just the basics. The things that even common sense can say. We have this toilet here. That toilet you see there is supposed to be a VIP toilet. There is no water. There is nothing that befits a toilet, leave alone a toilet that is supposed to be used by market vendors. What you see here is supposed to be the town abattoir. But this place here doesn't have water. Without water, it is not even fit to be called an abattoir. Apart from that, maybe that can be tolerable. This place here doesn't have any drainage system. There is no way, because we expect that blood will be flowing inside here. There is no anywhere where you would expect blood to pass. So it is in the middle of people's homes. There is no drainage. There is no water. So I understand that it is beyond being called an abattoir because it cannot even serve the purpose. That is not enough. When you look at this place here, the ground, I know you can see that this place is flooded. Under normal circumstances, a market can't be looking like this. Other markets, this ground is supposed to be paved. If not paved, maybe Balam would have been laid here. But we can see that there is nothing like that. When it rains, just like you can see, it has rained and it becomes impassable. I cannot imagine that any sane person could use this place as a market, leave alone selling agricultural produce. So we shall go back to the issue of whether or not Balam will come to Bundibugyo, because that has been the cry of everyone in different districts, and that includes Bundibugyo district as well.
Busunga market was constructed under the Rwenzori Economic Transformation Program. This was a program under the National Agriculture Advisory Services before it was transferred to the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries. This market was one of 3 markets that had been earmarked in the Rwenzori region to be constructed. These other markets were Kamwenge Central, Nyakigumba, and then Busunga was the 3rd. Unlike these other 3 markets, Kamwenge Central and Nyakigumba, the Busunga market was a strategic market. So for it had a specific consideration. Around 5 billion was earmarked for these 3 projects.
People have been thinking that the coming of Balam, the Minister for Local Government, may have an impact to the community here. But there is something we have been observing for the last days. Honorable Balam and his team have been moving around. We have realized that he has been arresting just local government staff. He arrested a chief administrative officer, DHO, an engineer, teachers, town clerks. I have to say, for lack of a better word, just small fish. But the reason as to why we say that this issue may not be solved by Balam himself, because the contract for this place here was awarded from Kampala. And the people who we think might have swindled this money are not local people here. So we have a feeling that even if he is to come, he may not arrest anyone. The people who did this market, the people who supervised the market, the people who made the payments to the contractor are all not here. So we have a feeling that even if he is to come, there is nothing he can do. We are going to look at what is happening here, and we shall talk to the vendors and the leaders to see what can be done. But for now, we have a feeling that there is nothing that can be done because the big fish that are staying in Kampala have been spared just to pave way for the arrest of the small fish at the local governments.
The project targeted the construction of localized vendor lockups, produce stalls, and specialized storage or bulking warehouses to help Ugandan farmers store commodities like cocoa, beans, and fresh foods before exporting them across the border into the Democratic Republic of Congo. There were very many challenges, most especially financial challenges that came along the way. Financial performance monitoring reports from the Ministry of Finance indicate that although funding was cleared, works at the Busunga site experienced delays due to historical disruptions from regional insecurity and ADF border containment operations. There was also a challenge of future expansions. This project was a critical economic hub. However, official project performance reports from the Ministry of Local Government and the Bundibugyo District Local Government reveal that the project faced severe design setbacks and remains stalled. Design blueprint for Busunga differs entirely from standard urban passenger markets functioning instead as a cross-border agricultural logistics and bulking hub. The approved technical layout mandates a centralized agricultural produce warehouse. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting. The initial design for the Busunga regional border market were 1. A centralized agricultural produce warehouse, a large capacity bulking facility designed specifically for the grading, drying, and storage of high-value cash crops, principally cocoa, vanilla, and beans prior to transit into the Democratic Republic of Congo. Commercial lockup units, rows of perimeter lockups meant to function as secure wholesale trading offices for cross-border agents and bulk buyers. Open produce stalls, a section of elevated concrete vendor slabs with overhead water canopy roofing for regional fresh food sellers, border trade logistics spacing, wide clearance access gates, and specialized loading and offloading bays suited for commercial supply trucks operating through the Busunga border post.
41, 42, 43, 45.
Marina gani wani mama?
Misioni baswera topista. Umusubuji wa Busunga mubensu.
Topista kizibu kyao kionene nkiaha akatarekan.
Kizibu kyanje akatarekane nuko sakutokwera beserota. Baga mate batokwera beserota abiensu kutago onsui. Kumayara matokwera ebina. Tokotago onsui si atonsi egenga. Kizibu kya kabere. Kutokwerera akatare. Embure ka kutona ga muntu kubura ga maruko okusarera. Abo amasyaga kwete kureka mukatare ke Busunga.
Okubara babakorera mikio kizibu kyanu kyonne kuwa okubara bakorera bati
no twabaranga abasubuji base tusemeria katare tustamage mukatare kurungi atari ambari mbure kwesa kuturekera bantu mbabura ngo kuba kusarania kwesa kugura ebintu byatu ambari beto betaye mukatare
nane okubara akore kenteke
tauni kiraka meya LC5
masa customer batero kedamaramu kizibu kyanu kuba kiho
dumi batutere mara mwegi batwatiria na mifurege ukakusalia masiaga tutunga obusinge mu katare ke Busunga
nkubara base batukwerere kinumba kya kabiri nange kinumba kibakweye tukasagamo kandi kyo kubanja emburandu yareka yona muntu omuguria kuburwaga kusarira omuguria burwa kusarira.
Marina banu wani mama
Maina bakuneta katsima mida.
Oli musubuji?
Ndi musubuji.
Kijibu kyawe akatare kanenke aha?
Si kijibu kinabona akane katare. Kyo kubanja mase. Yerigiriria akatare muno. Nekenze obutare kare bakaina babukania muno.
Okubara babubatikani.
Ataisti. Kare kafundane munuwe.
Kusa ko akali akafundi akatemu kwete ukakolesi. Ekile kimutaka kolesi ancha.
Ate kijibu nkya mase nanga mase gatwerigiriri muno mukatare.
Rimwacha mukukolera anja yakokusi. Mbe kimukubara abakolera.
Ekyo kwa batutere mu mifurege kira to batuseseronga mara mwe niko tugube kuguliriyo business yato.
So message yako ete kugehani. Nani okubara akuyambe? Nkanu basubuji nani mukubara abayambe?
Twakomie
ani
mukakomani abaremi bataunika so ya Busunga
katalaka bakwena no munaleyo bakamara
tebaka kwekale tukabone bana ngaba kaliba kakitie so tutwagubi kukabona ba kaliba kakweye na bibati otakuguba kulola ikere monda
wa marera goti anto marerera kigambo kyake okumarerera
sina basabagante akere bagube kutuseseronga maramu niko abakuguba kugulia abakuguba kugula bintu byatuwe baguba kutakurunge mukatare batakweti mu besabo nanga masiga twerigiriri
babale mono wa marera no wani
Maina bakunyeta katsima mida.